What's going on, guys? Tom Costanza here, back with another YouTube video, posting videos every single Sunday morning. Today we are going to be making the best chocolate chip cookies using Claire Saffitz's Dessert Person book. These cookies include 2 chocolates, 2 types of sugars, and it's a 2-day process. Let's get right into the video. The first step of the entire process is the butter. The butter, according to Claire, is the best part of the cookies. We have to use 2 sticks of butter and we have to brown the butter. So let's head over to the stove and brown some butter. Okay, so the rule here is to take 1 stick of butter, put it into a bowl, and then another stick of butter and brown it at a low temperature. So let's do that. Now, while we're waiting for our butter to come to a boil, we're gonna mix together our flour, salt, and baking soda, basically all of our dry ingredients. So it's gonna be 2 cups of flour. It's gonna be 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then we're going to finish it off with 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Okay, and that is all of our dry ingredients. So right now you can kind of see it. The butter is starting to boil. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, we're gonna call it about there. Now in our bowl of 4 ounces of butter that is not browned, we need to pour our brown butter in. We need to make sure we scrape all of the brown out. Okay, now we need to mix this non-melted butter in with our brown butter. Okay, now that our butter is completely melted in, we need to add just 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Okay, now you want to let this basically come to room temperature to where it's like super creamy. What Claire did to speed up the process was she actually put some ice cubes in a bowl, put that bowl underneath, and then started to mix. And she just kept mixing and whisking until it came to like a cream. Okay, so we have our butter mixture to a pretty cool temperature, not worried about it being too hot. Now we need to add in 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar and 3/4 of a cup of dark brown sugar. Now we need to whisk that in. Next, we're gonna add in 1 egg at a time. Next is going to be 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then lastly, we are going to add in our flour mixture. Now let's finish folding in our mixture. Make sure all the flour on the edges is incorporated. Now Claire says in the book that it's gonna be a little bit liquidy and mushy, and that's completely fine, she says. So it is, and I'm not worried. Now the final step is to set our batter aside, and we need to add in dark chocolate and milk chocolate discs. I couldn't find discs, so I just have chips. We're going to measure 3/4 of a cup of each, chop up half, and put into the batter. Okay, now after this, we need to fold everything in. Okay, that looks pretty darn good to me. Now the final thing to do is to break this up into 18 separate cookies, put them on a cookie sheet, and then we have to put them in the fridge for about 12 hours or so, or overnight. Okay, so the recipe called for 18 cookies. Somehow I ended up with 16, but we have our 16 cookies here. No particular spacing to the layout of these cookies. We have to throw these in the fridge for about 12 hours, at the max 48. So we have them covered, and we're gonna find some space in the fridge. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so it is the following afternoon. We're gonna take a look at our cookies. So the cookies look pretty good to me. They actually look like they got a little bit darker. Claire says that putting them in the fridge is supposed to re-harden the butter and recrystallize the sugar, which leads to a more chewier cookie. So We need to prepare our oven. We're gonna preheat it to 350, and we have 2 oven racks, each in the 3rd section. So we're going to evenly space out our cookies onto 2 cooking sheets with parchment paper, and we're gonna throw them in the oven. We're gonna put them in the oven for 18 to 22 minutes, rotating them top and bottom at the 12-minute mark. So let's put these cookies into the oven. All right, let's take a look here. So it almost looks like we're working with 2 different cookies, which is kind of weird. These ones are a lot smaller, but have a lot more rays. These are a lot wider and a lot flatter, and almost seem like they have a little bit of char on the bottom. The cookies did exactly what Claire said though. They spread out and they have that wrinkled look. Now we have to wait for these to cool to take them off the tray and bake our second batch. Okay, so we have our cookies out of the oven. They're pretty much fully cooled. I mean, they look phenomenal. They look exactly like the picture that Claire has in her book. Okay, now I need to show you a little snap test just to show you what the inside looks like. Okay, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to take a bite and dig in. Here we go. That is just all around a good cookie. It's not too sweet, it's not too salty. Claire says that it is a salty recipe and it's not too salty. It's just all around a good cookie. Has good crisp on the edge, nice and doughy in the center. Bravo to her, that was fire. Now I don't want to give these away, but I have 15 and a half more cookies to eat, so that's a little bit of a problem. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around to the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and give the video a like. And if you're not subscribed, I highly recommend subscribing. I'm posting videos every single Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.